Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to edit outdoor photos and how to make your outdoor photos to look beautiful. And if you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and also turn on notifications so YouTube will notify you when I upload a new video. This is the photo that I'm going to be editing today, and the photo is looking amazing, but we want to make this photo to look more beautiful. To remove these stray hairs, you have to use your spot healing brush tool, or you can use your patch tool. So once you left click on your spot healing brush tool, just draw on the stray hair and you will see that the stray hair is going to disappear. This is the before and this is the after. Or you can use your patch tool, then you draw around the stray hair, then you drag it to the good part of the skin. Remember, when you are using your patch tool, you have to draw around the bad part of the skin, then you drag it to the good part of the skin. The next thing we want to do now is to increase the brightness of the photo, because the photo is looking very dark. So I'm just going to zoom out the photo and I'm going to go to image adjustment, click on brightness and contrast, and once you click on it, just increase the brightness a little bit. Let's increase it to 18. I think 18 is looking better, so I'm just going to click OK. What we want to do now is to add photo filter to this photo. We want to make the photo look beautiful. Remember, in the beginning of this video I told you that I want to show you how to edit outdoor photos and how to make your outdoor photos to look beautiful. So I'm just going to go to image adjustments and photo filter. So once I click on this photo filter, I want to add a little orange color to the photo. So what I'm just going to do now is to go to warm filter 81, warm filter 81, then I'm going to reduce the density. Let's reduce it to be 6. So I'm just going to click OK. The next thing I want to do now is to go to my gradient section. So I'm just going to go to this create new field or adjustment layer, then I'm going to look for gradient. Click on this area. Remember, look at where I click on this gradient area. So I just left click on it and you are going to see that this area is going to open. So once it has opened, you can see basic and the rest. I think this one is selected. I think it's this basic that is selected. So once you click on this basic, just close it, then you click on this color area. So click on this color, you are going to see different colors. So if you are seeing brown, don't worry, or if you are seeing black, just click on this part, then you click on color. So I'm just going to change this color to be orange. I think I'm going to use light orange or yellow. Then I'm just going to click OK and let's click on OK. And the next thing I want to do now is to change the angle. So I want the yellow or the orange to come from this part of our photo. You can use any angle you like, but for me, I'm just going to leave the angle to be like this because I want the light to come from this part of the image, like from this area. So I'm just going to click OK. Now there are some other settings in this gradient view, but my settings is already okay. So what I'm just going to do is to click OK. Then I'm going to go to opacity and reduce the opacity. Let's reduce the opacity a little bit, and I'm just going to leave it to be 20 or 18. I think 18 is better. I don't need to add more colors, so I think 18 is looking good. So what I'm just going to do now is to click on my background layer, press Ctrl J, and let's lock these two layers together. So I'm just going to press Ctrl E to lock the layer together. And the next thing now we want to do is to go to selective color. So I'm just going to go to image adjustment and let's look for selective color. For this selective color, I'm going to go to black and increase the black. Let's leave it to be 3 because I don't want too much colors. So for the black, I select 2 for the black and I'm just going to click OK. and you can see that the photo is already coming out better. And I think we should also increase the brightness a little bit. So what I'm just going to do now is to press Ctrl M on my keyboard, and let's increase the curve. If you are increasing your curve, be looking at the photo, be looking at how it is affecting the photo so you don't make mistake. So let me just go back and increase the curve a little bit. Now this curve can be tricky, and if you make mistake, just press Ctrl Z on your keyboard. And I think I'm done increasing the curve, the before and the after. Now for now, let's look at the before and the after for all what we have done, but I'm not yet done with the editing. This is the before and this is the after. For this next part, we are just going to click on our camera raw filter. So you can go to filter and select camera raw filter and allow it to load. Now there's another shortcut for camera raw filter. Let me cancel it. You can click on your Ctrl Shift A on your keyboard and it's going to open the camera raw filter. If you click under this light, you're going to see contrast. Increase the contrast a little bit to 5. Then I think 10 is better for the contrast. We don't need to increase it to 5. 10 is good looking. The 10 is looking good. For the shadows, let's increase the shadows a little bit. Sorry, I don't mean increasing the shadows. I want to remove some shadows from the photo. So I'm just going to increase the number to 20 for the shadow. Then for the white, I think there's white on the photos. You can either reduce or increase the white. So for the white, we are leaving it to be 0. For the exposure, if you want to increase the exposure of the photo, you can increase it a little bit to 0.15. I think 0.15 is okay. 0.15 is okay. Then for the color, you can either increase the temperature or you can reduce the temperature. Now, if you select blue temperature, the temperature of the photo is going to reduce. And if you select 20 or orange temperature, it's going to increase. For the temperature, let's just leave the temperature. We don't want to spoil these yellow things on our photo. Don't worry about this red thing that is showing on the photo. It's going to disappear once we click OK on the camera raw filter. So for the temperature, let me just add a little bit of blue. Let's add -3. Even if I add the blue, the photo is not looking better. So for the tints in this photo, you can add purple or you can leave it to be green in the photo. So for the tint, let's leave it to be around -2 for the tint. Then for the temperature, I think -3 is okay. Now for the vibrance, I'm just going to increase the vibrance to be 20. I think 20 is okay for the vibrance. 20 is looking good. Then I'm just going to close the color effect and go to our normal effects section. For the clarity, you can increase the clarity or you can reduce the clarity. If you increase the clarity, the photo will become more clear. You can see what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to leave the clarity to be around 10. Then I'm just going to go to the texture. For the texture, if you increase the texture, you're going to see that the skin texture is going to come out in the photo. You're going to have more textures in the skin. So for the texture, we are going to leave the texture to be 5. Then I'm going to go down to the color mixer. For the color mixer, I'm going to change the green color because I don't like this normal green color. So under green, I'm going to make it to look a little bit blue. And if we change it, you're going to see that some other part of the green is going to change also. I'm going to leave the green to be 21. And for the luminance, we are going to increase the brightness of the green to 20. Then for the saturation, we are going to increase the saturation of the green to be 20. I think we are done. Now for the sharpening part of the photo, we want to sharpen the photo because the photo is looking blur. I think 17 is okay for the sharpening, and you can see that our photo is now more clear. This is the before and this is the after. You can see what has happened to our photo. Let's check the before and the after of everything we have done. This is the before and this is after. Because of time, I'm not going to be expanding this skin smoothing section of this video because I've talked about this skin smoothing in my previous videos. I've made more than 8 videos about skin smoothing. For this video, I'm going to be using the actions in Dirty Studio Magic Retouching Pack. If you want to get these actions, you can click the link in the description of this video, and you can see that there are many amazing actions in this my retouching pack. There's skin smoothing, there's frequency separation, there's micro dodge and burn, skin texture, rich tones. There are thousands and many actions that you are going to need to make your photos to look beautiful. We are going to be using the frequency separation, which is the normal frequency separation, and I'm just going to click play. So if you don't want to use the long process of the skin smoothing in my previous video, you can use the frequency separation in Dirty Studio Magic Retouching Pack. And once you get the pack by using the link in the description of this video, you'll be able to do the skin smoothing process. The next thing you have to do is to select your brush, and once you select your brush, make sure your foreground color is white. This is the foreground color, make sure it is white. So double click on this 2 square stuff on this left hand of your screen, double click on it, then you make sure it is white, click OK. So once the foreground color is white and you have selected your brush, reduce the flow of the brush because we don't want the effect to look too much on the photo. Then you start painting on the skin. You can see what is happening. The skin is looking more smooth. So we are just going to paint on this part of our skin and also paint on this part of our skin. Another thing that I want to say is that when you are using this frequency separation, you are going to see that some part of the skin is going to become more dark. If the photo is giving you a very black result like this, just look at the screen, a black result like this, you have to go to your Gaussian blur area of your layers, double click on the Gaussian blur, then you reduce the radius. It's the radius that is making that result to be black, the skin to be black. So you have to reduce the radius for that photo. Now, if you reduce the radius and it's still giving you a black result, that's when you have to use this other skin smoothing action. This other skin smoothing action. I also talk about this other skin smoothing process in the previous video. If you don't want to get this action, just go to my previous videos and learn how to create it, like how to create the longer process. It's very long, so just learn how to create the longer process. You have to use this other skin smoothing action or this other skin smoothing method. This other skin smoothing method is more shorter than creating this frequency separation, this normal long skin smoothing method. So I'm just going to click on the brush and continue painting on the skin. You can see what is happening. So I'm just going to reduce the flow again and paint below her eyes. And this is a tutorial video, so I'm not going to be very perfect while editing this photo because I don't want to waste too much time on this photo. And I'm also going to paint above her eyes. I'm also going to paint the neck. So this is how you should use it. You have to left click on the skin. Make sure your foreground color is white. Then you have to paint on the skin of the photo. There are some stray hair on this her body. We didn't remove it. So there's no need because I've already shown you how to remove stray hair at the beginning of the video. So let's just leave the stray hair. And let's ignore the stray hair because it's not a client photo, she's a model. So let's just paint this part of her hand. You can see what I'm doing. I'm making the skin to look beautiful with that frequency separation action, and it's also helping us to smooth the skin of the photo, and the photo is now looking amazing and beautiful. Another thing you should know is that if you make a mistake while applying this thing on the photo, just make sure your foreground color is black. Remember, the foreground color was white before, so you have to turn it to be black. Then you click OK. Then you paint on that mistake that you have done, and it will remove all the skin smoothing process from your photo. And if you want to bring back the process, just make sure you click on it and change it to white again. Then it will be able to apply those filters to your photo. Let's also paint this part of our hand, but we are not going to be painting on the tattoo because if you paint on the tattoo, it's going to blend the tattoo to the skin and it will not look good. If the skin is too smooth for you, you can also reduce the opacity of everything that I have done. So to reduce the opacity of all what you have done, just click on the high frequency layer details, hold Ctrl and Shift on your keyboard, click on the layer 1, which is the one above the background layer. Remember, the layer 1 above the background layer, it will help you to highlight all these layers together. Then you press Ctrl E on your keyboard and it's going to merge all these layers. So once you have merged all these layers, click on the opacity, reduce the opacity. You can see, reduce the opacity, and it's going to reduce that effect on the skin. So let's leave the opacity to be around 83. I think 83 is looking better because we don't want to spoil the photo. The skin is now looking good and the skin is looking better. So I want to just do some last editing on this photo, which is the teeth and the eye. I'm not going to waste time here. So I'm just going to go to create new fill adjustment layer, go to our hue saturation and reduce the saturation. Then I'm going to click on this white layer mask and press Ctrl I on my keyboard. Then you select your brush, make sure your foreground color is white, make sure your flow is at 100. Just paint on the eye to remove the colors from the eye. There's a more longer process to this, but because of time, we are just going to be using the short process. Even if it's not perfect, it will still make the photo look better. If you make a mistake, you can press X on your keyboard to make the foreground color to look black, or you can double click on the foreground color to change it to black. Then you remove the mistake from the skin, or you apply it back to the skin when it is white. The photo is now looking better. You can reduce the opacity, so it's going to become more real and it's going to be looking nice. Let's merge all the layers together and look at the before and the after for all what we have done on this photo. So just go to your history. This is the before and this is the after. This is the before and the after. Let's zoom in the photo. This is the before and the after. You can see that her face is still looking real. We didn't spoil the face with too much skin smoothing, and we bring out the colors of the photo. We bring out the amazing colors of the photo. You see that we also change the tree's color. We make the tree color to be a little bit blue, and we also add this amazing filter to this part of the photo. You can try these settings in other photos, but you have to do some other adjustments. Now, these settings that we use on this photo might not work on another photo. The reason for this tutorial is to show you the use of the different tools in Photoshop, so you can try it on your photo, then you can change the numbers of the settings, so it's going to give you an amazing result. And if you want to edit your photos, if you're a photographer and you don't know how to edit and you are still learning photo editing, but you want a good editor to edit your photos, Dirty Studio is available. I'm available for you. You can contact me on Instagram, Dirty Studio, DETTYSTUDIO. It's a verified Instagram page, so you can contact me to give me your photos and I'm going to edit it for you at a nice discount. And we are done with this tutorial. Thank you for watching. If this video was very helpful to you, subscribe for more videos, turn on notifications so YouTube will notify you when I upload a new video, and leave a like to help the channel.